It would be easy to dismiss Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid as just another gorgeous celebrity couple, but for two outgoing celebs, they have been curiously tight-lipped about their relationship since it began. Naturally, this just makes us want to know more about what is really going on between them. So let's take a look at the timeline of their romantic relationship. We'll talk about why they've split up in the past and what may be going on between the two of them now. Plus, we'll tell you what Gigi's friend Taylor Swift said to make Zayn blush. It seems like anytime two celebs spend more than a second talking to one another, tabloids are quick to declare that they're practically married. But in this case, the timeline of when Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid got together is pretty close to what was reported. However, while various publications may have had differing accounts on how these two hooked up, their confusion in this case is understandable. That's because even Zayn and Gigi can't agree on how they first met each other. According to Zayn, the two of them met at a Victoria's Secret fashion show. He claims that he recognized Gigi from seeing photographs of her and decided to introduce himself. The two immediately hit it off and after some flirting, agreed on a first date at the restaurant Gemma in New York City. But Gigi has a different version of the events which led to her getting together with Zayn. And according to her, the two met years earlier than Zayn claims. During an interview with Ellen DeGeneres, Gigi asserted that she and Zayn met during a birthday party thrown for a friend. Zayn was with his former fiancé, Perry Edwards, who he dated from 2011 to 2015, and Gigi was there with Cody Simpson, who she saw off and on for about 2 years. According to Gigi, she was interested in Zayn right away. She was actually hoping he would be at the Victoria's Secret fashion show the day Zayn claims they met. Regardless of the details, both Zayn and Gigi agree that the second they started talking, sparks immediately began to fly. At first, they tried to play things cool, but after about 10 minutes, they acknowledged their connection. During his time with the boy band One Direction, Zayn gained a reputation for being the bad boy of the group. Fans were shocked when he up and left the band, and dating supermodel Gigi only contributed to his reputation. Now, we understand that few people make being a member of a boy band their career. That's the sort of gig which generally comes with a shelf life. But the timing of Zayn's departure couldn't have been worse, since he left in the middle of their world tour. Many sources claim that his fellow bandmates were completely blindsided by his actions. Although they wished him well after the fact and claimed to support his decision, it's easy to see why the timing of his departure raised so much suspicion. When asked to explain his decision, Zayn stated that he was a young man who was looking for some time away from the spotlight and for the chance to relax and enjoy his life. Which would have sounded a lot more believable if he didn't immediately launch his solo career. It seemed as though his timing couldn't have been worse, as he left his old bandmates hanging. And sadly, it seems like being unable to commit isn't anything new when it comes to Zayn and the way he lives his life. To make matters worse, Zayn just couldn't resist taking some swipes at his former band. During an interview, he claimed that after listening to a couple of songs on Made in the AM, he chose not to buy the album. He also called out his former bandmates for not staying besties with him. According to Zayn, he fully intended to be pals with the people he left high and dry on tour. He stated that he's tried to contact them, but everyone has been ignoring him and not returning his phone calls. And his romantic breakups weren't much better than his departure from One Direction. He was once engaged to Little Mix's Perry Edwards, and their breakup was far from amicable. While they were together, allegations of infidelity on Zayn's end were rampant. After dating for 4 years and being engaged for 2, Zayn dumped Perry via text message. It's not quite a post-it note, but that's pretty low. Perry called it the worst time of her life and claims the casual delivery of the breakup just added to the pain she felt. It got so bad that Perry would even burst into tears while on tour whenever she thought about Zayn. Needless to say, Perry doesn't think very highly of her ex and wasn't thrilled when he got together with Gigi. But she wasn't the only spurned ex who was unhappy with this. Prior to getting together with Zayn, Gigi was dating Joe Jonas. The pair were together for about 5 months before Gigi called it quits. And strangely enough, a mere 2 weeks after ending things with Joe, she had moved on to Zayn. When asked about his ex, Joe said he thinks it's interesting that she moved on so quickly. He also added that throughout his musical career, he had always been compared to Zayn. Considering the fact that Gigi admits to having her eye on Zayn for years, this all starts to look pretty strange. At this point, neither Zayn nor Gigi are looking great in this scenario. And at first, it seemed as though Zayn was getting along great with Gigi's friends, but that soon changed. He once claimed to have met Taylor Swift while at Gigi's house and said she liked his music, which made him blush. But we have to wonder about how Taylor felt about the time Zayn went after her then-boyfriend Calvin Harris on Twitter. Zayn had shared a quote from Miley Cyrus where she criticized Taylor's stance toward Apple Music. Calvin responded to Zayn's post, and Zayn told him to, quote, calm his knickers before them dentures fall out. As far as celebrity feuds go, this one was pretty minor, but it's also just downright petty and embarrassing. Eventually, things went sour between Zayn and Gigi, and it didn't happen just once. The first time was after they'd been dating for only 7 months. According to various sources, this was the first breakup we heard of, but not the first that occurred. Apparently, this couple could have broken up and reunited several times already during their brief relationship. But a mere 3 days later, Gigi was spotted wearing her Z necklace, and the two were posting photos together on social media as if nothing had ever gone wrong between them. They dated a little over 2 years before announcing they were no longer together for a second time. Zayn talked about the breakup on Twitter in a surprisingly sweet and eloquent statement. He called their relationship meaningful, loving, and fun, and claimed to have a huge amount of respect for her. Zayn also asked his fans to respect their privacy during this difficult time. Fans were unsure just why the couple had broken up, and making the situation even weirder was the fact that they were back together about a month later. So what caused this brief breakup? Well, like most breakups, it seemed this relationship was being strained from various sources. Being busy is a common reason for a relationship ending, especially for celebrities. Gigi is a world-famous supermodel, while Zayn has a solo music career. So this seemed like a plausible reason. Zayn even admitted that they had hectic schedules, and he added that Gigi was responsible for keeping them both organized because she couldn't handle it. It sounds like things may have gotten a bit one-sided in that regard, and maybe Gigi felt as though Zayn wasn't willing to put in the same effort she was. And when they were together, they often mixed up their personal time with their work time. And when it comes to the straight-up rumors about why the breakup happened, there are no shortage of them to choose from. Some sources claim that Zayn is jealous of Gigi's success. It seems people love everything she does, while he often struggles with his own career. Others say that Gigi didn't trust Zayn because of his past relationships, and that their families didn't get along at all. But recently, fans have gotten the impression that this on-again, off-again couple may be on the outs. It's been weeks since they were spotted together, or since they posted about each other on social media. In fact, they haven't been seen together since October 3rd, 2018, which is pretty much an eternity where these two are concerned. Plus, Zayn unfollowed Gigi on Instagram, which some people believe is crystal clear evidence that they are no longer together. Last year, Gigi and Zayn spent the holidays together, but it seems that didn't happen this year. Instead, Gigi posted a sweet throwback photo of herself and her sister Bella and mother Yolanda. On his end, it looks as though Zayn enjoyed Christmas with his own family in New York City. This led fans to suspect that perhaps there is some truth to the rumor that these two families don't get along. They point to statements made by Yolanda and Zayn's sister Safa following their last known breakup. Gigi's mother posted, "The only way that we can live is if we grow. The only way that we can grow is if we change. The only way that we can change is if we learn. The only way we can learn is if we are exposed, and the only way we can become exposed is if we throw ourselves out into the open." While this message is pretty cryptic, the timing makes people certain it's really a message about Gigi and Zayn. The post made by Zayn's sister Safa is far less subtle and leaves little room for doubt. She posted on Instagram that horrible people get nowhere. Don't get mad, don't get even, do better, much better. She continued saying that people shouldn't become so engulfed in their own success and happiness that they forget it ever happened. Yikes, it sounds like there may just be a little bit of bad blood between these two families. But while there are many factors which make us think these two have split, there's always the possibility that they're still going strong. They've spoken at length about keeping their relationship more private, and it's possible that they have simply decided to do so after all this time. They really have broken up. We're sure we'll either see some definitive social media posts or them getting back together sooner rather than later. What do you think is going on with Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik? Are they the sweet, loving couple they appear to be on social media? Or is their future looking less than stellar? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from us here at TheTalko. Bye for now.